it must be a tough time for you and for those who are part of not just your organisation but your community as well, in terms of the level of anti-Semitism that is around.
Well, look, Peter, this weekend there were people in London who were there to honour those who fought murderous anti-Semites and to protect our freedoms. Meanwhile, others were glorifying murderous anti-Semites in the present day who want to kill all Jews and destroy the Jewish state. It's bizarre, because there are a lot of people, a lot of reporters yesterday saying that everything passed off fairly peacefully. Well, if I may, I'll just run through some of the incidents that occurred yesterday.
Go ahead, Stephen.
As ever, we had the ubiquitous chant "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free," which is a call to dismantle the state of Israel by ethnically cleansing Jews from the region. There were calls for jihad, an Arabic chant that serves as a warning to Jews that the armies of Muhammad are on their way to repeat a medieval massacre, calls to globalize the Intifada, or to put it another way, to replicate across the Western world violent uprisings that have been carried out against civilians in Israel, people concealing their faces behind masks and wearing Hamas-style headbands, a man with a PA system talking about how England didn't want Jews in the country, people shamelessly excusing on video the atrocity that was carried out on the 7th of October. Another man actually saying brazenly on video, Hitler knew how to deal with these people. And a woman, again captured on video, screaming death to all the Jews.
I've seen many of those things on social media over the past 24 hours, Stephen. I'm not Jewish, but I have many Jewish friends. And I want to know from you, what can we do, people who are not Jewish, what can we do to support you, to help you, to make sure that the vast majority of Jewish people in this country who try to live free lives? I mean, it's been horrifying. I knew some of this, but I've learned a lot more in the last month or so about the fact that there are Jewish schools that have security officers at 24-hour CCTV, synagogues. There are so many ways in which Jewish people are having a really rough time, more so now than in recent years. So, Stephen, what can we do, non-Jewish people, what can we do to support you?
Well, you can, there are people who aren't Jewish who are providing us with admirable support, but we do need more. And one of the most important things you can do is to add your voices to ours in demanding that these marches, which are, despite the way that people are trying to present them, hate marches, to demand that they are either banned or properly policed, that arrests are made when these things happen. And we don't see 24 hours later posts on X from the Metropolitan Police saying, can anyone help us identify these individuals? Just Stop Oil get arrested immediately, as they should. The far right get arrested immediately, as they should. And yet weekly marches filled with those glorifying terrorism and inciting hatred are more or less given the keys to the city.
There are definitely people glorifying terrorism and inciting hatred. I have absolutely no dispute with you on that. But there are 300,000 people, we are told, the police estimate, who were on the march yesterday, the pro-Palestinian march. Not all of them hate Jewish people and hate Israel, do they?
Well, look, let's examine that. Campaign Against Antisemitism holds rallies and protests and demonstrations. Sometimes members of the far right turn up, and they turn up in the mistaken impression that because we call out Islamist anti-Semitism that we have a problem with Muslims. We don't. When their presence is made known to us, we have them removed, and we do it noisily, usually to chants of racist scum off our streets. I have not, in 5 weeks, seen any sign that the people marching alongside those who are carrying out these expressions of shocking anti-Semitic hatred are doing anything. They're tolerating it. And if you tolerate racism, you are complicit in it.